Okay, so this is the knife that I'm going to be making a sheath for, okay? So I have this patch of buffalo scrotum here. That's going to be my leather that I utilize. Here's what I wanted to show you today. This is this one's still in the package because I take this one on camping trips with me just in case something breaks. And this is the one, this is my old standby I've been using for years to do any kind of leather work or repair on tents or anything. It's a great little tool. This is the thread for it. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a knife sheath for this knife. And I just want to do it just to kind of show you how easy it is, you know, to make something out of leather. A lot of us think, well, I don't really have that skill or I don't know how to do it, but it's actually pretty easy. So I wanted to show, you know, that it can be done. If I can do it, you can do it. So stick with me. This is going to get interesting. Okay, so let's get this cut out. What I've done is I've traced this and kind of based it on the you know, the length of the knife, and I'm just going to cut it out, man. Just going to freehand it. So here we go. Da, 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 da. Da, da, dee, dee. This is my cutting leather song that I invented, you know. And I'm just freehanding this a little bit, trying to be as neat as I can. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So that's gonna be it right there. Here we go. Okay, so once you get everything cut out, you know, you put your knife in there and make sure that it's gonna fit. And now here's the most important thing that you need to learn. See this right here, this piece of leather? That's called a welt. And the purpose behind that is the knife blade. When this is sewn in here, the knife blade, I'll try to show that to you. As you slide the knife in and out of the sheath, it's not going to be running against the stitches and cutting open your stitches. This welt serves an important purpose. It's where you put your stitching, and it protects your stitching from the, you know, from the cutting edge of the blade. So we'll get it all put together. We're going to fold it over like this, okay? Get it folded over, something like that. Then we're going to nail it to this stump and drill the pilot holes in it for the stitching. Okay, so now the welt and the leather's folded over, and it's not going anywhere. Now I can drill my holes. Okay, so it's real important that you try to find a drill bit that's just about the same size as your sewing needle. It could be a little bit bigger, but not much. But you want that drill bit to be about the size of your sewing needle to make the pilot holes in the sheath. Okay, so you can see what I've done here. I use those little clips you get at the office, you know what I mean, for holding papers. And I put a bunch of pins through here so I'd know where my, you know, my little holes were. Exactly lined up with the welt. And that's how I start out. Now, when you do a knife sheath, you always want to start from the bottom. So what I'm going to try to do is do this in the camera where you can see how to use the stitcher. So let's see if I can do this the correct way. So we're going to make the first initial hole in here, okay, with the Speedy stitcher. And it can be a little tricky. You got to be careful. You don't want to hurt yourself. Okay, so when you make your first puncture through the leather, take enough string to run past the sheath, okay? Quite a ways, because you're going to need extra string. But just make your first pass through and bring the string all the way past the sheath. And that's what you do with your first puncture. Now I'll show what you do in your successive ones and how you sew this up. Okay, so see, I've made my second puncture, and I'm pull the needle out just a little bit, and I'm going to make a loop. I'm going to try to get that in camera. Where you see the loop, I'm going to take this string and put it right through that loop. Right through that loop there. I hope you can see that. Okay. Once I put it through that loop, I'll withdraw the needle. Withdraw the needle and pull it tight and make a nice little lock right there, okay? And each successive one goes just like that. We'll remove a needle, reinsert puncture device, get it in there as best we can. Okay, not the neatest thing in the world, but it will be functional when it's all said and done. We'll get that down. We're gonna pull it out a little bit, take our string, hope I'm getting this on camera, we're gonna go through that loop again, withdraw our needle, pull it nice and tight, nice and snug, okay? Nice and snug. Ow. Okay, there we go. Nice and tight. Okay, so when you get down to the very last stitch, I'm going to teach you a trick for securing this thing up forever. So we're going to push that in there. This will be our final stitch, right? We're going to get the final stitch in there. Pull it out. Okay, so when you get your final stitch in there, what you need to do is cut it near the needle with, of course, the knife you're making the knife sheath for. Get a nice cut on that, okay? Withdraw our needle completely. Now our needle's out of the picture, right? I'm going to take, oh, I'm out of camera. I'm going to take these two strings that are left. I'm going to tie these strings just in a simple knot, okay? Just in a real tight knot. Make a couple of them. Go once the other way. Okay. well, I'm out of camera, but the idea is you have these strings here, right? And now what you do is you cut these excess strings, okay? Then you take a lighter. Take a lighter. I hope I'm in camera here. Take a lighter and burn these things together. They're kind of plasticky, so they'll stick. And then mush it down. That ain't going nowhere. And that, let's zoom out here. Well, that's how you make a knife sheath, right there. And is it the neatest thing in the world? No, but it's a good serviceable knife sheath. Let's see if the knife will fit in it. Oh, and it will. Fits in there like a glove. Look at that. Fits in there like a glove, looks pretty good, and it's going to keep me from cutting myself up, which is the ultimate goal. Sits right in there, not going nowhere. It's good and deep, which is what I wanted. So that's pretty cool. Well, I'm glad you got to see me struggle through that. I mean, obviously I'm not a seamstress, but I proved that even a guy who doesn't know how to sew can do simple leather work. I mean, look, I made this beautiful sheath. See that? Beautiful sheath. The knife comes in and out. It's got a nice welt. Now, there's going to be a little leather left over at the top here. You can sand that off and get a nice burr on there, shoe polish on it. It'll look just like the stuff you get at the store. But that's it right there. That's the knife sheath that I made. Till the next time I see you, this is Bill, Chacote Outdoor Recreation. Stay safe, stay warm, you keep yourself free.